forget where you are from. Ghana down to Suriname, taking from my motherland. Don't forget your mother tongue. Please don't shoot me, we are one. Breath you, na ye chen wo. Breath you, na ye chen wo. Breath you, na ye chen wo. Breath you, na ye chen. I'm a human being in Africa, but a black man in America. African in England. Don't forget where you are from. Ghana down to Suriname, taking from my motherland. Don't forget your mother tongue. Please don't shoot me, we are one. Breath you, na ye chen wo. 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 Thank you. I'm a human being in Africa, but a black man in America.
Man, and just to show how strong our people are as a people, that we still went through what we went through and still overcame all of that. Where we from, that it's time to come back to the motherland.
All black, all the Western blacks, they need to embrace what Africa is in order for them to grow in their overall spirituality.
And at this point in time, it is crucial for diasporians to return to the motherland. Come and see, because we have been brainwashed for so many years that we truly don't know ourselves anymore. So this is an opportunity for diasporians to come home and see and feel for themselves what it is like to be home.
But I would like to say in conclusion that the most important consequences of all the activity we're here to initiate is that together on both sides of the Atlantic, we will work together to make sure that never again will we allow a handful of people with superior technology to walk into Africa, seize our peoples, and sell them into slavery.
What we're going to show tonight is those who wants to come forward and share their experiences, those who may have found themselves in tight situations of money being taken, found themselves in being locked up, found themselves being ostracized, being, caught up into this family debates or arguments when it came to the land they purchased. Wrong deal, business deal. Alrighty. Let me share my screen. Tab. Okay. We are here. Let me run this right here. This young man, let me give him an introduction, is Rush Asari. He is, he's lived in America. He went back home to Ghana. I do not know much of him except for seeing his video here. I can't vouch for him because he does also do consultations and also assist people with land. I will say a quick brief at the back of what he says after he kind of share what's going on, and then I'm going to go ahead and get into the guests and all that right there. So listen up right here and let's go forward.
Absolutely, to let you guys know what's on the ground. I love Ghana deeply. That's why I left my good paying job, left my comfortable life in America, and then came down here, to sit in the sun and try to make a difference, because the country has to change. The corruption and the scams in Ghana, somebody has to solve it. And that's why I'm talking real estate, because real estate is absolutely one of the biggest scams in Ghana when it comes to land. Now, this scam is a bit different, very, creative. I did the math. This lady paid $90,000. 100 people is $9 million. To scam 100 people is not that hard. Some people were buying the houses that was going for $120,000. So this whoever these people are have cleaned out big time. I'm not mentioning the name yet again because Ghana, unfortunately, you could be so powerful that you're untouchable. There's been a lot of instances where you have black and white evidence. Are you guys aware of the gold scam that I was involved in? We have videos and they said they did not have enough evidence, right? There are people who are extremely powerful in the country and they are untouchable. So it's quite sad that this happened to this old couple and many other people, according to her, who have been under this spell. Now, some YouTubers will just get paid to go and advertise something and they don't do any work at all. That's not the case with me. If you've noticed, I actually haven't been promoting a lot of other people's stuff on my channel. I do my own stuff. And if I do promote something, I have spent money to do some sort of due diligence. A lot of YouTubers don't even know what they're talking about. They don't know much about land and all this stuff. They just get paid and advertise it. And they are not coming from a bad place. They are just trying to eat and get paid. In a country that is not Ghana, this shouldn't be so bad. But this country is very, 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 very scary. And to me, what I'm trying to do in this country comes with reputation, and I cannot put my reputation on the line. So if I'm getting myself into something, I need to know what I'm getting myself into. Now, my advice to you, if you want to avoid some of these scams, is if you hear a big company where you do not really know the owner of the company, the owner is not putting their face out there, first of all, you should be worried, right? Nothing is black and white in Ghana. Contract, you can have the contract, you can win in court, and some people are just untouchable. You are even lucky if you got a judgment. Some people that, it will get to court and will never move forward. You need to stick to people who have face, because if, let's say, owner of a company is Rush, like Acadian, I'm not going to take somebody's money and run away with it. Why? I'm on YouTube. When you say Rush, you don't even have to say sorry. Everybody know who I am. And I'm not going to do that. And they have a deal that's so good to be true. Like, you think you got a great deal in Ghana? Let me break something to you. Ghana is full of greed. People love money, especially in the real estate space, because of the crap you go through to put up a building. Digging fees, issues, people trying to come and claim, you have to fight them. So when somebody go through all of this and the building is done, the price they put on it sometimes is ridiculous. And they feel like it's actually warranted for. Because trust me, if you want the ground pushing through this, it's not easy. So once they get a building done and you are coming to buy it, my friend, do not expect to get some sweet discount on that deal. If you see a building with a crazy discount amount on it, something is very fishy, especially if it's in the prime areas of Accra. They're not going to have any issue selling that building at all. So why are they making it so freaking attractive? That's a question you should ask yourself. If you're trying to buy, you're trying to buy land, you're trying to buy a house, just pay that $100 consultation. I've actually saved somebody from losing money before. The person was smart enough to book for consultation. I looked through it, and within 30 minutes, I'm like, this is a scam. She about from, I think, $20,000, all because he paid $100 for consultation.
Okay, so I wanted to just run that there through you all there, because he's a young man in Ghana. Of course, he's going to promote himself and stuff. And, like I said, I do not know who that young man is. I cannot vouch for him. Let me say this right here. And even though he's confident in himself and, he may claim that he knows the business and stuff, he's already just shared with you. Even he can have something snatched up from underneath him. Even he don't have a leg to stand on in the court. He even mentioned that, I couldn't find it in that video. It's somewhere in the video. I got the link there if you want to listen to the whole thing. But he talked about, he couldn't even disclose who the letter that the people sent to disclosing the company, which I will disclose the company. Sukasa is the name of the company. And I'm going to show y'all some of their reviews, because I went on one of their tours and I decided to back out. And I hope those people who were with me on the tours listen what I had to say, why I was not going to invest with them. And now they're in hot water. But the young man has admitted the fact that, hey, you don't have a leg to stand on. You can do your due diligence. And the due diligence, sometimes it sounds good, but it doesn't hold water. Even if you are in Ghana, if you will, and you did all your checks and balances, cross your T's, dot your I's, and still somebody can get paid underneath the table and take what you put all that money down on. So I tell people, don't even trust it. So until Ghana can get to a place to put laws in place to protect people like ourselves, and to really hold these scammers their hands to the fire, and hold them accountable when they are doing such scams. So without further ado, I'm going to start with our sister here, Larish. Here, Larish, please,
Yes.
and I please honor
Hmm.
10 minutes that you have to go ahead, and
Yes.
I'll tell you too. And I'll put
Yeah.
you on mute if you go too far over, because I know how we're very passionate and how we're in, and we
Yeah.
really want to tell our story because we're here to help, but our time is very limited.
Yeah.
So 10 minutes you got, however which way you want to go ahead and present. If you want to share screen or got receipts, you can do that as well.
Hmm.
The floor is yours right now.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Once again, I'm Coco. They call me Coco from Coco Strands TV. I'll put that in the chat. And anyway, so in 2002, around November, I'm going to explain my um dealings with Alita Israel. Okay, and with Ghana Consultations originally. Now it's called Ghana Consultations Land. I don't know if it's different, but that's the company and the person that I am going to be speaking of and just warning people about. This is not to ridicule her or to on her live. She says people are hating on her. She calls us ugly and all these things. Like, I'm not going to sit there and be a 5-year-old and talk about people's appearance or try to get her hurt as a person or ruin her business. I'm just trying to explain what happened to me and some of the things that I feel like she humbled and she needs to fix within her personality and her spirit. Hello? Okay. And something she also needs to fix within her business and her organization is off. So I first saw her on YouTube in 2022, November. I saw a video of her and I loved everything she was talking about. And I actually felt like, the Most High was talking to me that I needed to go to Ghana to do this. I was already thinking about it, buying land there, and I just kept watching her for another about 2 or 3 months, and fell in love with the whole idea. Loved her, literally loved her, and decided to contact her for a consultation. I had to pay $50 for that, which I gave up, and yeah, we had a wonderful consultation. And after that, I sent her $3,000 for 2 plots of land. Okay. And then in that consultation, she told us it takes about 6 to 8 weeks to receive our indentures, and then we could come see the land and whatnot. So I am also a YouTuber, and I wanted to document that, me going to Ghana to see my land. So I would say about 5 to 6 weeks in, I hadn't received, after I sent her the money, first of all, no communication after that. Okay. It was like never call. Look, he laughing, so he know. She doesn't call to say, "Hi, how you doing, Coco?" Or, "Okay, this is an update and this is going on and that's going on," like, a company would, be organized and professional and do. None of that happened. So I'm sitting there like, dang, okay. But you don't want to, you done gave a stranger, which you're right. Go back to Africa. You should not do this, people. You should go to Ghana first. Go anywhere first. Don't do what we did, okay? But you're trusting someone and you don't want to tick them off because, first of all, you're not there. You just gave them your hard-earned money, so you're just trying to be nice. And she's dealing with a lot of people, so I tried not to bug her too much because you find when you do, she gets very nasty. And I'm not going to show y'all receipts right now, but all that's in the phone now. I can provide that though. But she gets very snappy. She doesn't really like to be bothered. She doesn't like to be questioned. And she doesn't like you to ask questions. She always says, "Oh, we already went over that," or "You gotta wait," or "Be patient. Y'all Negroes ain't patient," and all this stuff, right? She calls us all these names. Okay. So I asked after about 8 weeks. I said, "Well, I haven't received my dentures. I'm just wondering if anything was, you forgot about anything." "Why would I forget? I'm organized over here. I know what I'm doing. This and that." I said, "Okay, Lisa, like, calm down. I just was wondering about what's going on." So she was like, "Well, you just have to wait." I said, "Well, I did want to see my land, like, on the video and then actually come to Ghana and see it." And she was like, "Well, it's nothing to see." Nothing has been cleared. You haven't sent any money to be cleared. I said, okay, well, I don't want to send any more money until I get my indentures. Because at the time I was dating a Ghanaian and he was kind of telling me, like, you want your indentures so you can check everything first before you start building on it. Like, he was giving me the little rundown of how Ghana works. So I didn't want to send any more money, obviously, right, until I get my indentures. So that part, it was taking a long time to receive my indentures. So I just told her one day, I was like, well, I'm coming. Yeah, so that next February, after I bought the land in February, and then I came to Ghana, right? So she didn't want to she didn't want to be there. She was in Accra, so she didn't even meet me. So she had Joe show me the land, and I was actually okay with that because I had realized she had like an attitude problem. I really didn't want to see her just as much as she didn't want to see me. So I went with Joe. And I recently taken it down, but it was on my channel, but I still have the video in my box. So I went to Ghana, I videoed my land, had a great time, met Joe, saw everything, saw my little, with my name on it and everything. Still no indentures. She told me, oh, that's a shame you came because your indentures still aren't ready. This is been 8 weeks now. Okay. So I'm just like, wow, okay, well, that's fine. At least I see my name. I've documented it. Everything's cool. All right. So fast forward, go back home, spend a whole 2 weeks, met my now husband, then fiance. I met everybody. We had fun. Went back home to America, waiting once again for my indentures. This time I'm trying to call and ask about them. And she just like flats out like, okay, well, you haven't even sent me the first phase yet. I said, well, why would I send the first phase? I still haven't received my documents. She was like, oh, don't worry about it. You could do it, sis. You just have to send me $4,500 16 times. And I said, what? So I started getting the calculator. I said, 4,516 times. That's about $60,000. Mind y'all, she has never asked me what type of house I want, how many bedrooms, if I wanted a tiny home or a 4-bedroom home or a 5-bedroom. This lady ain't never called me and said, did you have a good morning? So let's start talking about your blueprint. How many bedrooms do you want? Do you want a fence? Never ask me what my house is looking like. I show y'all the whole feed on my channel. I'm gonna go over this bill again. If y'all want to come to my channel and see, I'll show y'all the whole thing, baby. Never. I said she don't even know what I want. I don't want to spend this much on no house. That rubbed me the wrong way. So I said, I called my husband, or then my fiance. He said, no. He's Ghanaian. He said, no. You don't need to pay off. She's price gouging you. I understand. That's another thing. I understand someone need to make money. I understand you need to make a business. You have a business. My problem was you're just not organized for me. Like, I don't even feel comfortable with your attitude, moving with you forward. You have a stank attitude. You're weird. Like, you're not, you're being rude all the time. You snapping at people when they have a question. You're very discombobulated all the time. I'm not dealing with that. That's first of all. Make your money though. I'm not mad. But you don't even know what type of house I want, lady. And you're telling me I need to send you $4,500 16 times. I'm not spending all of that when I got a Ghanaian fiance. So I told her that. I said, I'd rather go with my husband. You know what she said? So this is where the problem come in, y'all. She said, oh, well, no, ain't nobody else finna be over here building. She gonna rip my land from me. She snatched my land back when it's supposed to be my land that I got a receipt for from the chiefs. And she returned within 5 minutes. I heard my Cash App ring. I said, excuse me? So since I'm not building with you, you gonna rip my land from me? I started to cry off of anger because I couldn't snatch her from across the phone. So basically I found out from the chiefs and the kings that she had no right to do that. The king that's over all those communities right now said she had no right to do that. That's illegal in Ghana. She's supposed to call me. I decide if you get that land or not, if you don't want to build over there. Mind you, there was about 10 videos that Alita has stating, you don't have to build with me. You guys can go with whoever you want. And now all of a sudden you're gatekeeping and I got to build with you. So that is my issue. Not that she kept my money, because there's me down here, she kept her money. But see, not me. She ripped my land from me, which I already paid to go down there to document. So I want my recoup from my trip that she literally, I just went down there for nothing. and spend money on all this and then put it all over the internet, and that's supposed to be that's my land still to this day that she ripped from me. So I'm on here to warn people. If you want to build by yourself with your own husband, your own companies, your own community, this and that, you want to build your own, she's not going to let you do it. You're going to have to build with her and deal with that nasty attitude. And that's all I have to say.
Well, thank you there, Larish. You know, the Alita's from America, for those who, she's from America, for those who don't know. And so I had made mention that there are those out here that come from America who goes to Africa starting businesses. And, you know, I don't know her on a business level, so I don't have any words to say necessarily about her. But I do have some other people who have left information about her. You're not the only one who's complained about her. I'm going to share that, as well as share a couple clips from her own video page where I want to comment on. I had a run-in with her. There was an award ceremony done by our brother Judah, who was giving awards out from different categories. And the first time I saw her, she was there. And it was specifically, I'm a man about rules and about respecting others' requests. And so it was told to the public. Everybody recipient comes up for awards. You only have, I think he said, 3 minutes. And so when one of the Rabbi Kohan was introduced, this one, Alita hijacks the mic and tells the MC that she's going to take longer than 3 minutes and she's going to take as long as she wants. Totally disrespectful. And definitely she told who she was. So when I was receiving this information about her, you know, her reputation preceded her with me based upon her actions in front of hundreds of people and her display of her terrible attitude there at an awards ceremony, and hijacked the mic and just had a total disregard for time that they were on a schedule. So in saying that, let's go to Miss Misha. Are you also part of the Alita's
I am a part of the Alita's clan.
clan?
Yes.
Okay, so
yes.
I'll let you go ahead and tell your experience with Alita.
I want to first say this was so important to me. I am fresh out of surgery, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I can't miss this, because she had a live the other day where she did a whole rant, and
It's okay, friend. I know. It's okay.
it was me that she said, and one of them has cancer, as if like that's something good to talk about or to mock. Yes, I have breast cancer. I'm not afraid to tell anyone. I don't wish that on nobody, not even her or my worst enemy. And I'm surviving. I'm fighting. I am fighting this. That was partly one of the reasons why I wanted to come to Ghana, because in America, the food and everything that they're giving us is no good. I wanted great health. I wanted to feel free. And I trusted her. And she's supposed to be one of our sisters from the diaspora. I've been fighting this since 2021. And all I wanted to do was come to Ghana and just live a good, healthy life. You know, I really thought that she was a good person, but she didn't turn out that way. She did the consultation with my husband and I in February of 2023. We were watching her since November. of 2021. We paid for our land February the 28th of 2023. 3 plots of land. We were so excited. Okay, as Coco said, she said the indentures take 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, all right, I'm fine with that. As the months go by, I'm like glued to YouTube because she documents all the land clearance and her home building experience. But I'm glued to the TV to see, when is our land gonna be on YouTube? When, I want to see my land. And it's months go by, and I finally reach out and I'm like, Alita, when am I gonna see? I haven't seen the video of our land. When am I gonna see it? She said, you haven't paid to clear your land. There's nothing to see. And I'm like, oh, okay. She's really snappy. But if you pay attention to all her videos, near her house is like her family land. Those lands aren't cleared. So I'm like puzzled as to why I couldn't see my land. So I'm like, okay, cool. June, and I have all my documentation here. But June, we go ahead and we pay for phase 1. And that entails clearing the land, 2 water barrels. Let me see. Clearing the land, 2 water barrels, your blueprint. We purchased 3 plots of land, $1,500 per plot, so $4,500. And 5,000 bricks to start the fence and the company fee. I'm not lying. Right here, I hope you all can see. I paid $4,950 for phase 1. That's to clear the land, clear 3 plots, blueprint, 5,000 bricks, company fee, and 2 water barrels. Okay. She's like, oh, sis, after that, we're waiting. I was so patient. When I tell you, I was patient. Sometimes I felt like I was like,
you got 5 minutes, sister. Go ahead.
Okay. Sometimes I felt like I was beating around the bush. All right. So skip forward. September, we plan a land tour with her for September the 14th. We fly into Ghana. We land. We go to our Airbnb. I get a notification that Alita's live. Okay, I click on it. She's live. She's touring Africa. She's not even there. I'm like, wait a minute. We pay all this money to fly here and she's not here. So I'm reaching out to her. Maybe like a day or 2 later, she reaches out and say, hey, Joe's going to have to show you the land. Boom. Okay. We go out there. Joe shows us the land, right? Joe shows us the land. We fly back home. No indentures because she's not there. Fly back home. She sends us the indentures. We get them November the 2nd. I open up the indentures. My indentures. I made a copy. This is the copy because I gave her the hard copy back, which was one of the requests in order for us to get our refund. Our document says Lisa and Landon Bodley. Shout out to the Bodleys. They have a YouTube channel too. Lisa and Landon Bodleys is on our indentures. I can't make this up. This is all facts. So I reach out to her and tell her, this is wrong. Somebody else's name is on our indentures. I also reach out to them on their YouTube channel, and that's when I find out that their land was snatched back from them for the same situation as Larish, Coco, and she gave it to us. She oversold the land. That's why I could never see my land. All right. So then she says, I'm going to get you some new ones. Okay. She sent us some new ones. They're white copies. White. No stamps, no dates, no signatures like this. No signatures. See how the blue copy has signatures. But she didn't sign here. This is where her and Joe was supposed to sign, and me and my husband. But the high courts approved it with all these errors. Okay. And then, so the white copy has none of that. They look like just copies she printed off and sent them. So I reach out to her again. I tell her that. She goes, "Oh, sis, Joe messed up your documents." We know Joe don't do administrative work. Joe just bills. So I'm like, that doesn't even sound right. But anyways, she said, after a while, she kept asking me for the documents back. She's like, the high court said there's too many copies out there. We need those documents back, all of them. I'm like, the high court? Okay, I said, all right, I'll send them when I come down there, right? Come down. I actually don't send them. Something says don't send them. So my good friend here, Coco, I tell her about it. Her husband helped us. We got the papers from the land commission, and my land is encroached. Land. This is the plan of land, right? This is our plan of land. See, our name is there. I'm trying to speed up. And this is from the Lands Commission. The documents from the Lands Commission showing that our land is encroached. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Meaning that she sold them land that part of that land belongs to another person.
Yeah.
See that blue part? Right here is owned by someone. So I reached out to her. I tell her the land is encroached because the guy said it's illegal. She could have put us in jeopardy. We could have built and they could have came, bulldozed it down, and we could get arrested for encroaching on somebody else's land. That's illegal. So I just told her I want a refund. And at first she's like, I'm not giving you no refund. Do it look like I work for free? And as a matter of fact, I don't work for you. I put in all this work. And I'm like, oh, so I'm supposed to take the loss? No, I shouldn't take the loss. I'm the client. If I call Amazon and I buy a tiny house and they drop it off to my house and it's not here, they're going to refund me or give me another house. That's just business, right? So
what was the outcome of it?
The outcome was we flew down there just recently. We went to the chief. Another couple went. So their land is with the king. I spoke to them, and she said she was gonna refund us all our money if we gave her these documents back. We left the documents in Ghana, had them dropped off. Her supervisor, Altosa, received the documents to give to her. She knows this. I have the text message. And she responded. And then, so recently she told the king that she had refunded me. We waited 2 weeks, no refund. My bank said, no, there's no refund. Okay. And then she comes back because she blocked me now. She blocked me. So I had to have somebody else reach out to her and ask her for the wire receipts. So she says, well, the wire transfer was sent back because I reached my limit. My bank is on listening to this. My bank has this. And they're like, well, that's not 30
true. Seconds. You got 30 seconds.
If you reach your limit, you can't send any money. Okay. Anyways, she doesn't send me my $9,450 back. She involves her branch bank manager. She says, I'm going to have him. He's going to help me. He's going to send the money from his account. So he sends $5,800 from his own personal account with Cal Bank, which now has my bank tied up because they had already reached out to her bank, Zenith Bank, doing an investigation. Now they got an investigation on that because that's not the person who was supposed to send me the money back.
Okay. So you're still in the limbo, basically, waiting on your money.
Still in the limbo, and she didn't send me all of my money back.
Okay. Just to make clear, I got 6 different complaints on Alita. There again, I don't get into the mix of all of what's going on because there's so much information and everybody has a side of a story. I did try to reach out to her. Matter of fact, when I first got 2 complaints, and I'm thinking that was maybe 5-6 months ago, and I questioned her, said, what are your thoughts on this? And she basically just gave me an earful of basically, she don't care, this and that, and just basically said, hey, I'm doing whatever. So I just left it at that. But then, there was here just recently, because I had made mention of some land scams, and many of you all reached out to me. And because due to the time frame that we're in, and there are people that are over in Ghana, they can't be on because it's 3 o'clock in the morning over there. There are those who was unable to. But anyway, let me do show a video of who we are talking about, because I mean I think that everybody should at least be aware. Now, I'm not trying to uh, um, put any bad news out on the woman. These are people who's done business with her, you know. And I do know that not everybody jails or connects it like how certain people do business. As y'all see how I am, I'm a very meticulous man. I'm on point. If I say 10 minutes, it's gonna be 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't like that. Some people don't like, you know, how I am and do business, but that's just how I am. And we all are different. But I wanted to share her video because there was some things that kind of like, I don't know, kind of stood up, but I think that, you know, she shares some stuff that I agree with her on, in how she does business, that people are hating on her. And it's kind of like, you know, it's giving her an opportunity to kind of share maybe a little bit of her pain or maybe what she's going through. So to try to be at least give her a little voice, I decided to go ahead and pull up one of these videos that she put out there. I think this is the right place I'm starting.
And talk about my situation with Joe, because I'm not a person that ruins people's reputation. I'm not a person that has to put somebody else down to lift.
Realtors, this will change your lead generation forever with the click of one
All right,
button in
commercial.
ChatGPT.
This
will
And everything, but y'all still want to send him y'all money and blame it on me. Like, that's crazy. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Like, the name they even sending the money in don't even be my name. It be like Kofi Ajo. It's like, who is that? Like, so anyways, I didn't ever want to get up here and talk about my situation with Joe, because I'm not a person that ruins people's reputation. I'm not a person that has to put somebody else down to lift myself up. I'm just not that girl. But when you start lying and you start forming hate groups.
If you're a homeowner and you have a house that you need to turn into cash, then listen up. However, if you're a homeowner,
you got to know I was going to talk now. Even when people would ask me where he went, I would be like, oh, his health, because he having some bad health issues. I would say, oh, his health, you know, but no, he has gotten with my old secretary, and they have literally tried to steal all of my ideas, started their own business, stealing my verbiage, my flyers, lying, saying he wasn't being paid when he still owed me money right now that I had to pay out of my pocket. Kareem Estate. Yeah, Joe took 35,000 CDs and didn't, you know, give me any blocks, but he kept the money. Future. Yeah, your window. Joe kept the money, but I didn't get any windows. So who had to go in their pocket to make all this stuff work? It was I, the cuddler. So I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to change my personality for y'all. You can keep calling me ghetto all you want. That's just another way of you attacking a Black woman. I'm ghetto. Why? Because I say yes. Because I say period. That's why I'm ghetto, because I embrace our culture. Like, these people are calling me ghetto, liars, scammers. They embracing Joe. He is literally somebody that they met through me, but all of a sudden he has more favor than I do with these people, child. Like, I cannot believe this is happening. He didn't got with my former secretary who got fired. And now they are building their own business based off everything I taught them, because they know nothing about structure and no business, honey. Like, and I'm supposed to keep my mouth closed. I'm supposed to shut up. Like, no, you can only protect people so far. Y'all love Joe because I introduced you to him, and you only saw a snippet of him walking around. You didn't see when he started being jealous or keeping the money and not doing the work. You didn't see when he started trying to be in every video and taking pictures, because he's famous now. Everybody know Joe. So now it's like, you know, that's he wants his own. He wants to be me. Y'all didn't see when he destroyed my award. Yeah, Jerk Soul, Judah, he gave me an award, and a whole bunch of other people an award for the work that we're doing here. Y'all didn't see Joe take my award and smash it up and damage it and
That's the award ceremony, you all, I was talking about, when she hijacked the mic and had a total disregard for the instructions put in place for each person to have 3 minutes to talk. And she defied it and came out of her mouth and said she's not going to follow the 3-minute rule.
Break it all up. No, y'all ain't seen none of that because I ain't about to post that type of stuff. What I do, I just deal with it, eat it up, and I keep on moving. But because I have protected him so well, and I'm just trying, I'm not like drama. Like, I'm not gonna be like, y'all not gonna believe this. Like, I'm just not that girl. Putting out all this work so that the clients can know that they have someone trustworthy. Now y'all want to try to destroy my name and my company, and it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I'm still smiling. People that have done what y'all said they did, they will be hiding. They will be frantic. Oh my God. Nah, I'm laughing because y'all putting me on a pedestal. She's making millions of dollars off of land that costs 5,000 CDs. If I was making millions of dollars, baby, I would not be posting videos for no check. And I'm doing a payment plan on my windows and on my house. If I was rich, baby, I would get this house done. What is you saying? It's time to move in. If I was making millions, y'all jealous of my car. I did a payment plan on that car. Y'all mad because I spend my money well? Y'all mad because I you know what I'm saying? I know how to take care of myself. I make it look good. Y'all mad because I ain't partying, clubbing, shopping, drinking, smoking. Nah, I'm spending my money wisely. And y'all just see the fruits of my labor. So I know another guy who was in my position like maybe 2 years ago.
So let me move on because that I wanted to at least she acknowledges the complaints that people have put against her. And I want to at least provide that video of people hearing that what the panel is saying is not fake. She's acknowledged people are not pleased in her business ethic and all. I want to do this other video here too. It's just a quick video, a quick clip section of the video she did that I wanted to respond on, but here we go. So I wanted to put that in. When I heard that, hold up, and let me do this too. When I heard that, I was like, okay, if you're the manager of this property, why don't you know they have a door back there? And to come up and then say, well, I'm going to have to now go ahead and do an estimate. I was like, huh, how does that appear when you have a huge project of somebody building a house and yet you're going to continue to come up with re-estimates? That's just not good. Even though I know building a house is huge, and there's, they always say put 20 to 30% more increase because cost of materials during inflations and workers and all these things here on top of the price. This, and I don't badmouth her and her business ethic. But when I heard her say that, and it's like, okay, if you're managing this and if they given you a so-called blueprint, then why is that a surprise that they have this? And I'm reason I point this out as well is because there were those who sent complaints about the surprise amounts of payments that they had to pay. So I bring that out. The other thing is she in herself brought up, oh, I didn't know who it was. But here it is that that she referenced let me see here. That is June. So, Okay, so let me get out of here. Oh, I think I didn't even show. Excuse me. I have to go back here. I'm sorry, you all. I played the video, but I didn't pull the clip over. Hold 1 second. Be patient with me. So I just want to go ahead and put this quick in because she made mention of Joe and um, okay, 1 second here. Let me make sure I got this up. Okay.
That's why I picked the nice blue so it can be inspiring
That's
and
Joe.
motivating. And Joe is cutting on. What happened? Oh, okay. Y'all, look at my house though. Joe. Two things we have left, we don't
Well,
mix
her
and
and
hang.
Joe are apparently business partner or was business partners, excuse me, and they broke off. I'm gonna tell y'all, people are asking me about doing business deals all the time with me. And I'm like, no, I don't partnerships sometimes break off. And then when you're talking about you have people's money in your hand and there's a split or divide, how do you now be able to continue on that project when this person who had a responsibility might been in charge of either the funding, the heading the project, so something's going to be delayed. I wanted to put that as far as that information for y'all to see. Like I said, I've only had one encounter with her, but those who wants to share the information, I told them I would at least. One thing else I want to put out here, because this comes from a group of people that hold on a second, that they sent this on her. Let me do this right here. And it was just a lot of it was the people's complaints about Alita. And this whole write-up is just a mess load of things that people encounter with her and their dissatisfaction of the whole layout of doing business and trying to get land. And so they put in here some of their dissatisfaction, some of the things that were not disclosed, some of the money handling, and it goes on. I mean, this goes on page, I think 4 pages of write-ups. Anyway, and I
Can I
said I
just
would
make
share
a
that with
correction? Can I
you.
just, before you continue, I just want to say if we can stop being called groups and hate groups, we're actually victims. So before we move forward, all the narrative that we are a hate group, we hate her, we're trying to do something to her name, I think needs to stop. Obviously, if more than one person is saying the same thing, we're
Larice,
victims.
let me handle that, girl. Let me handle that. Don't worry about the comments. Don't worry about the comments. Let people talk. You have your time for your story, and your story is going to be told, and the truth is going to settle down, and people are going to make a decision. You know, um, it's not hate groups. It's your experience. It's your experience. So our experience, is one either people listen to or they don't. And there are people that I personally know. I know a sister now. She says she got scammed $400,000. And I was like, sister, you watch my videos. Yeah, I know, Go Black. I know. I went against what you were saying. I know. So, people could just say what they want. You have your story, it's being brought here. Like I said, I don't think it's hating on Lee. She can continue with her business because she's going to be doing business with other people, because there are people that are going to be drawn to her and believe in her. And I don't wish no ill on the woman, but I'm going to put it out because y'all are here in your experience. It's your truth. It's your fact. Nobody can take that away from you. So, it's just is what is. Let me bring in our brother Yah, because he said he's from Ghana, but living in Singapore, but he has some information to share as well. Brother, go ahead and unmute yourself. and you can start right now.
So thank you very much, guys. I think the stories that you guys are sharing is fantastic. I have gone through very similar stories. And even Go Black, I know you have shared, some ideas in terms of how to prevent being scammed. I'm very careful because I'm Ghanaian. I know the landscape a little bit well. Probably I'll say, I mean, I didn't grow up in Ghana. I've spent a hell of a lot of time outside of Ghana, so it's still a little bit, new for me doing things in Ghana. However, I bought a land 2006. In those days, that land was kind of swamps. Nowadays, it's like prime location, right? It was kind of swamps. And I bought it. I did all my due diligence. In fact, I bought it from a minister, right? A Ghanaian minister. The guy used to be the sports minister. And I went, I did all my due diligence. I knew somebody who knew him, et cetera, et cetera. So bought it from him. And again, the warning to people when you buy land and you're trying to build, my advice to you is that find a legitimate contractor that you know and try to build it little by little. Don't just go in and say, I'm throwing money to it. I'm going to do it slowly, right? Because money is very hard to come by. So be very careful. So that's exactly what I did. I bought 2 plots. I bought one, I think, in May, and the other one in September, right? One next to each other. At the time, it was quite expensive still. Nowadays, it's a very, very prime location. It's it's called Hammer Road. It's just behind Burma Camp. So now it's fully developed and very nice. So I bought it. I was holding it. I did all the paperwork, everything. It was legit, fine. However, fast forward like 12 years later, because I built the first house and then the second house I was coming to build, because building the house, I got scammed many times, right? So contractors would take your money, run away. Contractors take your money, run away. So it took me like 10 years basically to get the whole thing going. And I decided, hey, you know what I'll do? I will fly over there 2 weeks, build a little bit, stop work, and then I'll go back. Right. That's why I did it. Right. So that's the advice to people. And in fact, I'm building a platform and I'm going to help people how to do this kind of things, doing it yourself, right? Selecting a few things and whatever. So I think I'll post things in there basically for people to know how to do it. So just be very careful. So going back to my story, fast forward, now that land is prime land. So this minister who sold it to me figured out, oh, he's walled the land. He's built this first one. Now the other one is not built. I don't know what's going on. So he went and sold it to a different person. Okay. A different person. So I came and somebody had knocked my wall down, starting to build on my land. And I came, I was like, hey, what's going on? So I then went to the courts, got something like an injunction to stop all the whole building, because they were doing it very fast, because some of these guys have got money, right? So they come in, they knock your house. So it doesn't matter. You've got your paperwork, everything is legit. Somebody can still come in, they can sell the land again, they can come in and they do all kinds of stuff, basically just to take your land away from you. So that's exactly what happened to me. I got the injunction. Funny enough, there was somebody living on the land, right? Because I built like a warehouse shed on it, and somebody was living on it just to protect it. So I did everything, right? So they came, knocked that person out, took everything and whatever. So in fact, I got soldiers. We tried to, fight the situation. Then I thought, okay, let me go through the legal way. Okay, so we go to court. I provide my documents. They provide their documents. And I tell you, right, one of the amazing thing is that in 2006, Ghana had a different denomination. It was cedis. Now it's Ghana cedis, right? Before the whole thing was cedis. So if you take a look at my document, here it shows you that there's Ghana CD or the CD, right? The old CD, the stamp duty. So they bring their document. Funny enough, they said they bought it 2005. So if you look at the stamp duty, Ghana CDs, right? It's Ghana cedis. So it's here, it's Ghana cedis. So it's a new denomination which came in 2007, not 2005. So it's very clear this is a scam. This is a fake. When we went to court, it took us 6 years to fight the case, and I had the best lawyers. I had one of the best law firms. We go to court, we present all our case that 12 years. Yeah, in fact, when you possess a land for 12 years in Ghana, normally you have certain rights to the land. The land more or less becomes yours, etc. So we presented every single case, and the judgment still came, and they said that I had falsified my document. I had, not done all, so basically I need to go and pay them all this money because it's really funny because it's very clear on the indenture. It's very clear. We presented everything. It's very clear that they have falsified a lot of things. So in Ghana, the law courts, like Go Black said before, be very careful. The law courts doesn't mean if you've got money, the law courts doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to win your case, right? So we are going to have to appeal and get more social media attention on it, ensure that this kind of thing doesn't happen to people, because that area that we live in there now, because it's a prime location, they have done it to most of my neighbors, right? The ones who were trying to build, and they went and snatched it from them, and they tried to sell it on, because the land they sold it to me, then it was $6,000 then, even then, that time 2006. Now apparently 60,000. They're just the land, right? So it's a prime location. If you don't do something, people snatch it away from you and sell it and make money. Be very careful, right? So, the thing that I want to share to people is that, like Go Black say all the time, be careful, because the law courts even doesn't support some of these things, right? So if people have money, they are able to get away with a hell of a lot of things. Be very careful. Plus, when people tell you, hey, look, come to me and I'll build your land for you and things like that, do it yourself. Try to find somebody who's legit. When you go there, sit down 2 weeks, see the land, develop yourself, develop the way you want. Once you leave, stop work. Don't do anything, stop work, because you can't trust people to do it behind your back when you're not there, right? So I'm trying to build a platform to solve some of these things, to use something like an escrow system where you can pay all that sort of stuff. I'll leave it there, and also to find legitimate, verified contractors to work with. But land, get away from it. Make sure that everything is legit. Be very careful when you're building these things. So that's my story to share. We are still fighting the case, because obviously it's very obvious. The details are very obvious that it's a scam. They've done a scam, but of course they went, and I'm sure that they've done something behind the scenes with the judges and whatever. So the judgment came, and that wasn't very good. And even my lawyers were very shocked. It's a big law firm. They were very surprised. They said, let's go back and fight the case again. So be very careful. And that obviously is going to cost you a lot of money. But again, be very careful. Do things yourself. Yeah, be very careful. Don't trust all these people. They say they'll do things for you, etc. Be very careful. This is just a scam. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, hey, appreciate that. And let me say this too. I've seen, you got to be careful of what type of lawyers you got, because there are crooked, so many crooked lawyers that they will go ahead and just, keep you in that cycle, so they can keep just pulling more and more money out of you. And so you have to be very careful on what attorneys you have, because there's a lot of snakes out there too, just trying to get that money. And so, I've said this before 1,000 times, and I said this is gonna be my last video with this land scam, because when I looked through all my videos, I was like, I really don't have anything per se directed towards land scams. I would mention it in some of my subjects or my videos, but I didn't have something specifically on that matter, except for when the tearing down of the houses that happened to the Israelite brothers and sisters, the Israelite Hebrew Israelites. Okay, so hey, we got us another brother who's gonna come from a different angle. Sonny, is it Are? You can unmute yourself. How you doing, brother?
Shalom.
Shalom,
Peace be
shalom.
unto y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, cool. All praises be to the Most High. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you might have to turn up your volume or something, or maybe talk through your device. I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll take this off.
So, okay, we just lost him. I don't know if it's connected or not. Okay, okay, he's back. So go ahead, unmute yourself. There you go.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, all right. All right. You know,
Please
definitely.
introduce yourself, and then please, you got 10 minutes, man, to tell your story, and then, I'll probably ask some questions on the back end. Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Dr. Sonny Array. Born in Miami, Florida. Part of the whole awakening of the Israelites and all that, and felt the need. It was already in my heart and in a group of us to move to Africa. Now, what happened was is that we met a woman by the name of Patricia Seiki. Patricia Seiki, she has an organization called Africa from Porformantes. I actually got a screenshot of it, but I don't know how to share on this
That's all right.
platform.
That's all
Yeah.
right.
So just getting straight to it. This lady was very, very like we all know, another snake in the sense that
What country was she from?
she's from Cameroon.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So what happened was is that she's a wizard in the sense that she does conferences where she's like, hey, if you want to come back to Africa, we'll help you get land, the basic thing that they say. And so we as a group came together, and she said that she can do like a 30-day exploration, all these type of things, pay 3,200. So we paid that in 2021. Before coming, I was like, hey, because she was like, hey, I can get you land, this and that. We could
Was
build
that
some
in
stuff.
Cameroon? I hate to interrupt you. Is that Cameroon?
Yeah.
In Cameroon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in Cameroon. And so we went ahead. I went ahead. I wired her 10K to get the first plot of land in Yaoundé, Cameroon. Um, and so wired her 10K. Didn't I'm one of those. Yep, one of those victims that didn't go first, just for the fact that she was part of a prayer group on Zoom. I felt comfortable. We felt comfortable. Right. It's all good. So then sent the 10K. She sent me a video. Oh yeah, here's your land. Your name is gonna be on it. Blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool. So next thing I know, by the time we got here and everything, wired her some more money. Wired her like another 25K. We were supposed to go um to another place called Cribby to do investments there, meet the government, all this type of stuff. Was going to open like a CMOS factory. And then so tally just going up. When we got here, we didn't do no 30-day expiration. She held on to the money that I wired to her. I actually ended up buying two plots of land, which added up to 20K. Was supposed to build a house, a medical center, and next thing you know, um, she just kept playing a little game. I'm like, she said that she bought that she was going to have the building permit. I have this on video and all. I have proof of the wire transfers and all this. Next thing you know, she says that we're going to start construction. You're going to get these documentations, all that, and then none of that happened. It just supposedly the land was purchased, but all the money that went towards the building permit, towards the construction of the hospital, all that never started construction. Um, finally got to see the land and everything, and documents did prove that she purchased the land, but according to Cameroonian law for Afro descendants, there's no love for us. Um, in order to get land under your name here, you have to become a resident. So you have to do 6 months here, um, doing some type of work, and then you could get a resident permit, and then you could put land on your name. So that was her excuse. So finally, when I got a resident permit, she disappeared. And now she's hiding in America. And of course, did multiple, dealt with the lawyers, dealt with the National Guard here, dealt with all that. Got scammed by a lawyer, like what you was mentioning. Um, got scammed by by a few of the police agencies. Paid them, okay, yeah, we're gonna go get her. We're gonna go do this. We're gonna go do that. We're gonna do this and this and that, and then nothing, nothing, because she knows government officials. Her mom is a very powerful person here, but we know the Most High. He's the one with all the power. So we're gonna let His will be done. That was case one. That was case one. There's a second case. We met one called Pastor Mello. I don't know if any of y'all ever heard of Pastor Mello. He's a guy that's from Angola, that is well known, for preaching the truth. And he scammed a group of Afro descendants, for 20,000 for land in Angola. I ended up giving 8,000. We were all supposed to be pitching in to get, it was a hectare, for 2,000, each person. So thought I bought 4 hectares. This guy, again, pastor, preaching the truth and all that, and he scammed us. We invested, and this was probably back in 2021, 2022, and till this day, I mean, it's about a group of 15 of Afro descendants. No, he doesn't even speak to us. He doesn't keep up with no group information. He has just disappeared. So that was the 2 cases.
Wow. Yeah, what I want to do is I want to just give you all an opportunity to share. If you had it to do it all over again, what would you say to the people listening? What would be that change? Because I believe we can build off of this, and though that y'all have incurred some losses, and there's nothing more. And I grew up in believing there's the 3 F's that you don't mess with a man's. The 3 F's. You don't mess with a man's family, you don't mess with his finances, and you don't mess with his food. I live by that. Don't mess with those 3 things when it comes to our people. But in saying that, I know that I've been scammed too. Many people have been taken advantage of over the years. My own family members have taken advantage. You got your friends, relatives. So this ain't just about Africa. This is about just the shadiness and the corrupt, evil, wicked ways of man. And it's one of those things where it takes sometimes years to get over, because you work hard, no matter how small one might think. I mean, $1,000, man. Hey, if I lose $20, I feel a little tinge. Like, God, dog, they got me for. But and so, what would you all say? We'll start with you, Larish. You get 2 minutes to speak on what would you do different in advising the people.
Well, if I was there as a single woman, so I'm married now, so I feel like I'm okay. But if I was there as a single person, I probably would not buy land from Ghana at all, because of the fact that I know how it's just, like you said, lawless a little bit with that. And I would probably just rent and then just enjoy and then go back home and then come back and have vacations and stay for like a year at a time and then rent and then go back home. Like, that's what I would do. But now that I'm married, I think since I am married to a Ghanaian, I feel like I do have a better chance of, we are building my other home now on some land. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, as a single woman, if I would have been there single, I would have probably decided not to buy land at all, honestly, because of the way that they just do a lot of undercut corruption and yeah, that's basically what I want.
Misha, what would you share with the people? What would you do different?
What I would do different is, which we are from the diaspora. And I know there's videos at the time. I was just so excited. So what I would do differently now, before I hand over any money, I probably would utilize an attorney that, you know, the U.S. Embassy give you a list of attorneys. There's some that are licensed in the States and Ghana, and work with them on the proper way to buy land. That's what I would do differently.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think I shared a few of those, right? I think the first thing is for me, I've already been doing them. So again, use lawyers, number one, particularly when it comes to land. Secondly, make sure that you find out who actually owns the land, go and see the chiefs, discuss with them, etc. You have to go to the source because normally, if you do your sort of homework, you kind of figure it out. And in terms of construction, of the building itself, I think, in fact, I'm trying to bring a solution to help a lot of people do that. Is actually find verified people, do it very slowly, don't rush and put a lot of money into it. Money is hard to come by. Do it step by step and tend to go there, take a look at it, make sure that it's being built the way you want it, you see it with your own eyes before you transfer these monies. Be very, very careful. That's what I'll tell people to do. Don't trust somebody else who's going to do it for you, or find independent. So I'm trying to solve that, and I put my stuff there. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
And we'll pass the mic on over to our brother. What would you say to the people, Sonny?
All right. Just to add to all the other great comments, pray for discernment. Pray for discernment. You know, the enemy is lurking. It's okay because for us, we got these lessons that we're able to now share with our brothers and sisters. I would also say, just like Brother Yah say, be there in person. I'm not too more comfortable with wire transfers. Rather deal with things straightforward in the face. And if you don't know these people, I wouldn't do business with them. Establish yourself in the land first, like how Sister Larisha saying, be in the land, rent the land, know the land, visit the land, be familiar with the land, be familiar with the chiefs, yes, and then that's it. That's it.
Yeah, and I've said that, many times, but not everybody get to see all of my videos. So I can't cast blame on people who just, we are trustworthy people. And sometimes we believe a lot in our own people because, who else are we going to trust? We're against all odds. And you would think those who may have gone on the journey before us are there to extend the olive branch with love, with help and support. And though that they are those out there who are doing a good job, if you will, whatever good means, I know there are those, as the young brother said, for those who just come in late, please go back to the beginning of the video because it was a Ghanaian who's there. He says he's trying to assist and help those. He came from, he left America, went back home to Ghana and is into real estate. But he was saying how tricky Ghana is, and yet, stating the fact that, people are hungry when they're trying to establish these businesses. I, on the other hand, I mean, it's just a nature in me because when I got into business, I believe that I can't do business with somebody if they're not knowledgeable of the business or they haven't done it, from America. You come from America and you're going to Ghana and now all of a sudden you want to get into real estate. What do you know about the laws in that country? What do you know about, the specific, ins and outs of doing business? And so these are things that, we think of afterwards when we get taken advantage of. So my heart's out to all of us because I know that, when we heard in our spirits to go back to Africa, or some who are diasporas who are originally from these countries went back with the faith of trying to establish building homes or businesses. And like y'all said that, you know, and I know personally Ghanaians who have gotten scammed out of land, you know, from their own family members. I see when you go around Ghana, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna hip you out to something. When you go around Ghana, you see that spray painting on the building walls, and it says, you know, stop building, or it had. Those are land scammers who try to go around spraying on your walls as though they're the government officials who have the power to to evict you or move you out. They get inside information that maybe you're renting on that land, and now all of a sudden, because it might be the village land or something, they're going to try to push you out so they can do what they want with it. So even the locals get taken advantage of. I've was sent a video of even some houses being torn down of some Ghanaians, and because of foreign money comes in, and money comes in and can push you off of your land that you have the paperwork for. Um, you know, and it's hard to trust anybody. I tell people, why am I gonna trust man when I don't even barely trust myself? I mean, it's like I just keeps it real. And but you know, even the chiefs there, and people tell you the chiefs have turned, you know, some of the, I can't say all chiefs, but there are chiefs out there who have turned corrupt for the sake of money and turn around and sell that land 3-4 times. And like y'all say and others say is, when you purchase land, you better make sure you quickly build a wall on it, because then there are going to be those come out the woodwork and they're going to be, hold up, what you doing? So now at least you didn't expend a lot of money building the house, and now all of a sudden they're coming out. And so it's a lot of information out there. But let me also share my screen, because there's 2 more things I want to do. I want to share a video, and then I want to share also a sister who sent me her information, was unable to be here tonight, but it was it's moving. They are retirees, and this happened to them. So let me share my screen real quick, and let me go ahead and I'm gonna read this right here. Make sure that y'all can hear me. Okay, can y'all hear me? Make sure that y'all can hear me. Make sure y'all can hear me. Okay, y'all can hear me. All right, so let me read this right here. This is I'm gonna kind of go down here a little further, because she just gets into a little, you know, of who she is and stuff like that. But this is her situation, her and her husband. Our move to Ghana was inspired by a lure of liberation and freedom that was early portrayed in your videos and others. While we initially felt liberated, we soon understood the financial implications of being on the continent, of being foreigners on the continent. We purchased land in the Aburi Mountains and engaged a lawyer for the transaction, but it still ended up involving shady practices, which we are still working out in litigation today. We also engaged a developer named Sukasa through what seemed like reputable real estate developers, poised marketing, and a reasonable portfolio. Unfortunately, it has been more than 2 years, and Sukasa failed to deliver on our investment. Our real estate agents, Ghana bound, whom we trusted, disappeared when we started to uncover Sukasa's fraudulent activities. Over the past 2 years, I have connected with over 30 individuals, with more than 75% being part of the diaspora. They all fell victims to Sukasa's deception. Many of them, particularly older individuals and single mothers, invested their life savings or took out loans, only to be left in financial ruin. The sense of betrayal and disillusionment they feel is profound, adding to the trauma of financial loss and psychological disruption. I am seeking a way to amplify the voices of these individuals without tarnishing the reputation of the entire country. How can we empower them to speak out without damaging the images of Africa? How can we support those who have been let down and are seeking justice? Blacks in particular feel that there is no place for us on this planet. It's psychologically disruptive for us. We migrate from place to place and witness other communities of neurological networks that still have their names, countries, and dignity. We just want to belong. Finally, throughout she goes on to my channel, broadcasting very coherent signatures of Go Black, blah, blah, blah. She really wanted me to go ahead and put this out there. And I wanted to make sure that I put that out there because of the fact that, let me go here and share my screen to the company that she's talking about, and I'll share my experience because I have firsthand experience of going on a tour of this country. And this is Sukasa. This is for you all to know. This is their building. It's right around the corner from where I live. I purchased, from those who don't know, I've purchased an apartment in Accra, Ghana. And just like a lot of people, I came up against problems with getting my deed. It took over a year just to get my deed signed, but I got it in hand with a lot of issues and problems. But this particular company, Sukasa is who she is speaking of. This is their building and all. You can go and look them up on the internet. But most importantly, what I looked at was their reviews. And you can see 3 weeks ago, people decided to leave some of their information. This one says, reading the comments, it seems like it's pretty easy for people to do scamming in Ghana and the victims just walk away. Ghana is like heaven for scammers, scammer paradise. I'll let all the certified scammers know that they should move to Ghana. Nice. And then I recognized that these 5 stars was really from their employees or some affiliation, because they want to speak highly of, but yet not provide information of what the work they're doing. For instance, awesome professionals. We love the office and time they take to explain and answer every question posed. Great job, guys. But there's nothing about have they produced or have a follow through of what they say they're going to do. Another review, fraud. This is why you should not listen to public figures who are paid to advertise. Many influencers have marketed Sukasa, and now large sums of money have been handed over and there's no houses being built. Those same YouTubers need to get involved now and help us all get either our money back or our completed units. Next one, as phase 1 buyer, I would love to be able to say the buyer experience with Sukasa has been an awesome experience. However, what was supposed to be a new build from the ground up seemed like a renovation gone wrong. Considering the number of buildings issues with our unit, I keep asking my husband, when will Sukasa do right by us, the buyers? We were told our unit was ready to hand over back in June 2023, yet when we arrived in November 2023, we had to stay in an Airbnb for 3 weeks because the house was not ready to be handed over. We have requested reimbursement for our 3-week stay in an Airbnb as of this submission, we have not received a response. Our unit, along with several other units in phase 1, are riddled with an insane number of issues, and the corrections aren't even being addressed. I've complained directly to Michael O'Granson, Isaac Boating, Abdul Rahman, Stanley, last name unknown, and so many other staff members and contractors with Sukasa, and yet our unit still has major issues, including the roof, windows, and doors. Sukasa, we believe in our dream. Now give us what we've paid for. Sukasa, do right for us, fix our unit. Without phase 1, there would be no phase 2 or 3. Here's another one of 4 that's from somebody that wants to kind of build them up to try to draw maybe more clients. Here's another one. Beware, highly suspicious fraudulent company. This company has taken my $62,250 to build a luxury 4-bedroom house in East Lagoon Hills. They have not built the house and are giving me runarounds for my money. They moved completion date over 4 times and still foundation has not been even laid. They don't communicate, and when you finally get someone to speak to, they are sales representatives that have no power or information. Sukasa, refund me my money to prove you are not frauds. Sales team are unprofessional. They take forever to get anything done and will not get back to you unless you chase up. Lack of organization and lots of blaming others for basic errors. Poor communication, poor customer care, etc. One last one I'll read. Very misleading. I was informed by numerous adverts that your 3-bedroom house at East Lagoon Hills was $70,000. I made arrangement to pay for one, only to be told it was $97,500. Why that jump? Why can't you guys be honest about prices? I'm highly disappointed. Yeah. So I wanted to put that out there too, and because I went on the tour with those people, and I saw that they were building some units, and I asked a couple key questions. Now, for those who don't know, I'm a licensed real estate agent here in America. All right, so I know real estate, and I know some questions to ask, even though it may be different in another country. With that respect, a lot of people just didn't have a clue of some of the simple questions they should be asking. You know, questions like, who, because sometimes, people will build a unit and it will just be a product they put out there just to draw people to get money. And so you're thinking, oh, the project's coming along. You ask how long has this been in process? And then who are the owners? Do you have any, the people who's bought these units, can you provide references? Can you, tell us, because they was trying to sell phase 2 when I went to go look at it. There was questions I were asking, they didn't even know the answers. And so these questions I asked, some people, they came over to me and asked me, what do you think? What do you think? And I just shared my opinion. And I told them I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole because it didn't smell good. So a year or so later, here we are with Sukasa, the very ones that I told those people, and I hope they didn't invest in, that now you got products out here that are not being built. People put up money and now money's gone. I will say this too also. A developer that I bought my apartment from, he shared some information with me. Because I asked him, I said, what's up with all these empty buildings out here, this and that? And he says, well, a lot of these people who build buildings don't have all the money to finish the projects. Now in Ghana, for you all, it's different in America where, the building's built and you go buy an apartment, buy a house, whatever, go get your loan. That's different. What they want is those before the project starts, they will give you a so-called discount deal on the project. That money is supposed to help that project, and with hopes that there's enough sold to be able to complete it, because a lot of the builders or the developers don't have enough money to go ahead and complete the projects. So that's why you see a lot of these empty projects alone. Now, he made claim, because he's built several other buildings and I live in one, I bought mine from him, that he happens to have the liberty by his connections with the banks to be able to fulfill his development projects and all that there. Though that is going to be interesting here, he's got a project that I had thought about buying last year to go ahead and up mine from a 1 to a 2-bedroom, that inflation has kicked the tail off of Ghana. It's going to be interesting to see, is he going to be able to complete that project, because, imports and products, they go up when inflations go up, and you'll find yourself on the back end and unable to complete the projects. And now people are going to probably want to have their money back and all that. Let me share this one video right here, because this is not about Africa. This is not about shaming Africa. This happens around the world. And so I'm just going to do a quick clip here, just to show you that even white folks deal with being scammed.
It's the biggest property scam ever, and you're about to see exactly how it works. A con so clever, yet so simple, it trapped 250,000 Australians, average Australians, ordinary mums and dads. For them, there was no boom, just the bust. Their only mistake? They were too trusting. And all along the line, that trust was betrayed, often by the very people who should have been on their side, the home lenders, the lawyers, and the banks. The appalling thing is, they all kept quiet, then simply pocketed their share of the proceeds.
Estrogen is killing men. In the next 60 seconds, I'm going to tell you all about this sneaky hormone and what you can do to stop it.
Set up to be ripped off. And do you know who's selling the property?
Haven't got an idea.
The seller is Vic Ollis, a convicted felon now muscling in on Australia's biggest real estate scam.
You're on frontline.
As his offsider rounds up the prey, Ollis waits further down the line. And today, business is so good that 2 buses have been laid on.
They're all on the bus together. Yep, all packing the people on and driving them off the edges of the financial cliffs, yes, and jumping out themselves before the passengers go off.
It's a fraud. It's a robbery. It's like, it doesn't just rob you of assets, rob you of money.
Marie Gleeson and her husband Stephen are victims of the same kind of sting, one that's taken in $250,000 Australians.
You know, it robs you of your dignity, your self-respect. I know people who've paid for it with their lives. People have suicided over it.
The Gleesons' real estate nightmare began when they were lured to the Gold Coast to look at investment properties.
We didn't want to go back again if we decided later to purchase, so my husband took the video camera.
There's only a few vacant at this stage.
We had an agreement between us that we were not going to buy on the day. We weren't going down there to buy.
Did you sign up on the day?
We did.